Alrighty. Well, welcome to another roundtable, guys. Um, this one's a little bit different than what we've been doing. I think we're going to discuss kind of Twitch this time and how it's not just for gaming anymore. This exact moment, I have it pulled up and I'm seeing that just chatting is the number one. And second and third, you're looking at right now League of Legends and Fortnite. I mean, just chatting being number one, that's kind of Twitch wasn't known to be a talk platform per se. It was always a gaming thing, eh, Shade?
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, just looking at it over the past, I don't know. I think we've kept an eye on it. What over the past couple weeks, maybe a
Yeah.
little over a month, and it seems like just chatting is always consistently on top. Where whether it's people just starting their streams or ending their streams or in the middle of their stream or even just an entire stream, the entire thing, just wanting to sit there and talk. Whether it's about current events, whether it's about something that happened, like for instance, PAX East that just happened
Right.
recently, or hey, here's an even better one, TwitchCon Amsterdam
Yeah,
canceled.
yeah. True.
you know, so there's lots of things that people want to talk about, and which with Twitch changing, in a sense of people wanting to actually sit and have a conversation about these things, the interaction that the streamers, the content creators, and those people have with their chats, and it brings a different level of interaction, because when you're playing a game, and like for instance, I'll use us as an example where we're playing a battle royale, whether it's Apex or Spellbreak or Realm or COD or whatever the case may be, which I say COD because that'll come out sooner or later. But the interaction you have is very minimal. So the just chatting aspect kind of lets you just sit back and just have that conversation, and it's just amazing to see how the tides have changed, and just the top categories are always just chatting, no matter what time of the day it is, and
Right. Well, I
it's
mean, I know, for example, yourself, not me as much, but I know you've started to do just chatting for a minimum 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the
yeah,
beginning of your streams. And the one thing that'll do too, like that I've noticed when I see other
hmm
people do it, Shady, for example, too, is you get to see your community want to talk to you. They'll show up at the start of your stream. What
yeah,
that'll do as well, if you want to look at it one way, is it'll actually help your stream for the viewership, for the people talking, and just for building that relationship with the community. So like, I know there's times where I'll actually see just chatting for some people be their highest point of their whole like their whole night. Like their just
hmm
chatting viewership is at double what their gaming one is.
yeah,
Sometimes it's just people feel like they can chat with you, right? So they'll
yep,
they'll go in then, because some of the times you're sitting there, you're so engaged and you're playing your game, and then, oh, hold on guys, I'll check it in a second. And then maybe there's guys that just want to just chat with the guy. Maybe they just feel like hanging out instead of watching someone this time. And
yeah,
I think just chatting is kind of a good thing to add, like, to your normal night. Not your whole thing, maybe your whole night, but I'm thinking just add
yeah.
it for a little bit. Like, I know Shade's had some good luck with it, so.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point, and it's funny because I didn't think about this, but I should probably go back and look at my stats and my statistics on it. But I probably have higher viewership with just chatting than I do with my games. Thinking about it, and it's funny because yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one. Just because you have that time to sit down and answer a question or just talk about, hey, how was your day? Um,
Right.
I've had people come in and they're just like, hey, I haven't been feeling good, or yeah, I just come here because you say some crazy off the wall stuff and it makes me laugh and it makes me feel better, or whatever the case may be. Whereas, like, if you're in a game, someone says something and you glance over and you're like, "Yep, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think
Or you
and then
misread it. Like, yeah, you're
hey,
sitting there and the
or
guy says
yeah,
something, and yeah, okay, sorry, give me a second here, I'll reread that. And then sometimes
by the
I'm not
time you
saying you
yeah,
will lose a viewer, but sometimes a viewer is just like, whatever, this guy's he's just trying to just game or whatever. you
yeah,
you never know who's just hanging out, and if the guy
yeah,
says one or two things and you miss it, he might just bail. And So if you
Yeah.
if they know that, you know, there's a cycle that you do, that you have just chatting at the beginning of it all the time, and it doesn't have to be just chatting. I mean, you can do music and performing arts. There was another streamer that I knew that I actually got him talked into focusing more on doing that than gaming, because he wanted to
Yeah.
quit, and he started to do it, and he's doing, you know, really quite well with it. You can do, you know, 30 minutes of art or podcast or like whatever. You can literally, don't just think that when you're on Twitch you have to be gaming 24/7 is kind of what
Yep.
I'm getting at, what I'm seeing. And I'm pretty sure like Shade, because he's been doing it, I think he's seen an increase in general of viewers just in general. It's
Yeah.
also, like I said, a good way to get to know your community, right? So
Yeah. I've learned stuff about people that you wouldn't learn any other ways. I mean, just having that genuine conversation. Like, for instance, there's someone that comes into our channels a lot where they're looking for a job, you know,
right.
and they've been having a hard time finding a job. And if you're head down into a game, they're not going to tell you that, because they you know, even though they're a regular, they know you don't have the time to read it until you're in the middle of a break between the games. But also some other things where we had another person that their nephew or niece had or their niece had a baby, you know, stuff like that. So that genuine interaction. But the talk show and podcast one is a great thing to bring up, because everyone thinks about, hey, I need to go on to whatever the podcast website is to catch a podcast. There's podcasts on Twitch. There's people that do
Right.
live podcasts. So some of those podcasts that you listen to might be live streamed on Twitch, where
Like
you can
there's even
actually
a
see the
couple
face. But
couple of our realm buddies that actually, they do one, I don't know if it's every couple weeks or what it is, but they do a
yeah,
podcast on Twitch all the time,
I think
like
it's every other week.
every other week. Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
like even the small guys, you don't have to think them just big ones, but yeah, like you say, there's
Mhm.
that podcast one. They're gamers, but they do a podcast about gaming, but it's
Yeah.
still a way to interact, and then they try and get guests and stuff like that. So
Yep. Yeah, and the arts one, I think the arts one is going to be an up and coming one, honestly. Because as more artists have the ability to live stream their stuff, excuse me, as they have the ability to live stream their stuff, where I think before, I don't know if there was a category, but it'll allow
but the
them
arts
to
one has
showcase.
been around for a while, but it was always, it felt more niche. But now that there's so many more individuals being able to do, like, you know, emotes are getting big, and transitions are
Yep.
getting big, and backgrounds and just panels, and now there's all these people wanting to support other people that are
Yeah,
doing it
yeah.
instead of just going to certain websites. Because of that, these channels are, there's actually a couple names that I've been seeing that they're growing like a Twitch channel based on them helping other Twitch streamers, and that's all they do is they just,
Hmm.
oh yeah, I'm working on an emote for this person,
Yeah.
and that's their stream is them working on a thing, and then people get
Hmm.
to talk to them, and then, well, another thing that'll do is that'll help build their business and their, you know, their
Yeah.
love to do that. I mean, another
Yeah.
one too is not it's kind of gaming, but it's kind of not, the whole D&D, but live D&D stuff. There's a Dungeon and Dragons channel. I've seen that a couple times. I know that was kind of made big from a couple other celebrities and stuff like that, but I mean, that's
Yeah.
another thing too, is it's gaming, but it's not video gaming, but it is a video of gamers, right? So I mean, it's Twitch isn't just for video games anymore. It's not just for gaming.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
And
it's
one thing I want to point out with the just chatting thing too, because a lot of us would love to be able to just like sit there and type a message to, like, say I use a celebrity as an example, right? Hey, how did you get into this, you know, into movies? We might start seeing more celebrities come onto live streaming platforms in that just chatting category as a means for them to connect with their fan base too.
Oh, for sure
And
there is.
that's
I mean, I know, for example, there's a couple MLB players that I've seen. They have like Twitch
Yep.
accounts now.
Yep.
There is also there's a couple bands. I mean, they're
Yep.
band members. A couple of them are on Twitch. I mean, and if you follow them, I mean, like that band or that professional, you know, ball player or whatever, and then
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
go to their chat, I mean, they're not professional gamers, but they're professional, so like their chat is going to be probably a little smaller because they're not like the number
Hmm.
one Counter-Strike player. So you actually might
Yeah.
even be able to talk to the celebrities, which is really cool because
Yeah.
they're just another dude gaming. But if you're a fan of him, you'll be in his chat. So
Exactly. And I think it's going to continue to grow, honestly. And we may see, I don't know, we may see a shift where it kind of gets flooded. Now, of course, you know, when you go in there and you click on that just chatting category, and I'll throw this out there real quick, where you're going to see someone that has 30,000 viewers, you know, and you're like, I'm going to be there one day. You need to start somewhere first. So if you have the 5, the 8, the 10, and you do it consistently, and you build up that fan base, you bring people in from the games that you're playing, or from your YouTube content, or from Twitter, or if you're doing TikTok videos, stuff like that, and you bring them in, and then you make that connection. Say if you set aside, like I do, 15 minutes at the beginning of the stream, just to talk with them. I don't know. I'm not a statistics major, but I'm pretty sure that level of interaction will help make them come back a little bit more.
Yeah, like I wouldn't expect to grow in it. Like, I don't think you're gonna grow into just chatting. That's a personal thought right now. I'm not like, this is statistics and stuff, I don't know. But
yeah,
I mean, if you're sitting at 7 people, I don't think you're gonna grow in just chatting. I mean,
unless
maybe you will.
Unless you're the only streamer on there that's at TwitchCon Amsterdam,
Right.
But even
some
that,
IRL,
you know,
something with it.
yeah,
So
you know, if you're the only streamer that's at an event streaming it, you know, then maybe,
right.
but yeah, getting noticed in that is going to be almost as hard as getting noticed in a gaming category. You know, maybe if not a little bit harder. Just because it is flooded, it's saturated beyond belief, and that's to be expected. Yeah. So. But it has been a big change over the past year, actually, because, you know, it wasn't humongous last year like it is now. Didn't have almost 200,000 viewers all the time.
Yeah, but no, I mean, that's kind of, we just wanted to touch base on the fact that Twitch isn't just video games and stuff like that. I mean, just chatting being number one is it's proof that, like, people want to interact with you. So if you want to try and, you know, build a community, the best way is interact with them. I mean, that's what they want. That's what they want. They're there to visit. They're there to support you. They want to know you. They want to chat with you once in a while. So, yeah, just fire up a Just Chatting stream once in a while. I know I definitely did one for quite a few hours over the holiday season, actually, just to, in case other people were bored. And I mean, I had a lot of people pop in just to say hi, and honestly, that's all it was for. So, yeah. But this one was a little different of an episode for you guys. Just a kind of a thought that we had, that we wanted to just run by you. If you guys have any questions or comments about it, I mean, honestly, let us know if there's anything. This was just kind of an on the whim one that we wanted to just chat about it, you could say.
Yeah. And like I said, don't be surprised if you see that category grow more. Honestly, I think give it another 6 months and it'll grow a little bit more as we see another wave of streamers come in from some people that we may know pretty well from other things such as movies and stuff like that. But you never know.
Right.
So who knows? That's really all I got to say about it. I think you hit it all. You know. Definitely throw it in there every once in a while. It helps. The interaction helps, and it helps you get to know everyone a little bit more of a personal level kind of interaction. And as humans, it's kind of what we all look for anyway. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
You know? So.
Right on, guys. Well, once again, you can usually find us on Twitch once in a while playing some games, and if not, keep checking back here. You'll be seeing some videos. We're trying to be every couple of 2-3 weeks here, going to be dropping videos in. So check back in, video reviews, game reviews, talking about whatever. It's just a roundtable discussion. So you guys have yourself a good one. Shade, any last things to add?
No, that's about it.
Right on. Well, from us at the roundtable, take care.
We'll see you.